Izayaki, grab, gets eaten by space. He was ready for that one. A chance for Valiant, but they gotta contend with the sound barrier now from Seoul. Trapped in the grab, our Seoul Dynasty. Self-destruct comes in, but no kills out of that one. Big fire strike through the Valiant. They're going to drop their own sound barrier, courtesy of Custa. Goodbye, Fitz. Finally, the fight swinging the Valiant's way here. They just got to finish it off. Nice stun on Marve1 to help secure that one, and with Michelle getting D-Mech, that's going to be the point, finally flipping over to the Valiant side.
Also, finally some eliminations from the Los Angeles Valiant.
Yep.
They're only at 6 on both points combined, and that includes that latest wipe, now 7. So they only had 1 elim, I'm pretty sure, on the Fitz on that first round. And now Seoul Dynasty, they've got to fight back in. Great eat on the Graviton Surge from space, allows the Valiant to set up that play.
It's one of the puzzling things about the Valiant, because we know players like Space, Izayaki, really good individual players, but the team just seems out of sync overall. They're not getting to show that as much as we've seen last year. All right, Jaehoong takes down Fate. Another fight where he dies immediately. KSF does get a bit of revenge onto Munchkin, though. So Valiant maybe with the tools they need to hold this for a bit longer.
I mean, they can still walk in, right? They're going to try and poke right now, get Fitz's Graviton Surge online. KSF's ultimate is now available for use. So Valiant seem to have stabilized right now.
Yeah, that's right. Seoul needs to be ready to try to get this grab. KSF dropping down. Is it time? First Shatter comes in. There's a grab now from KSF. Going to try to pair that with a self-destruct. Ooh, Shatter comes in from Marve1 as well. No, he's knocked down actually by Fate instead. Valiant all over the Dynasty, and maybe with Izyaki's Transcendence, they can start to get some kills rolling here. Marve1 has to back away down to about half health. Grab gets dropped by Fitz. KSF unable to be kept alive by his team, and Seoul Dynasty rolling over the Valiant, and they're already at 90%. Once again, one more fight is all Valiant have to try to stay in this map.
And the initial big play there was Marvel's Shatter. Because he shattered Izayaki, who had his ultimate up, that triggered them to use the grab just to keep them from killing Izayaki, and they didn't get much other value from it. Now, the Valiant struggling to stay in the game here on Busan.
They got to scramble. Right now, people coming in one by one, but you're never going to get that even fight. You can see Seoul Dynasty just kind of taking out the respawns, and that's going to be about it, man. Sound Barrier seals the deal, and that's Seoul Dynasty taking our first map.
Looking dominant. They did come to play this weekend. We are seeing some of the best Overwatch from the Seoul Dynasty.
I think easily you can say this is the best we've seen Seoul Dynasty. Certainly the stage, if not all season long. Quick break, and when we come back, Valiant tries to tie it up.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Like, this is invasion in Korea. Looks like rich.
Too big, but
no, I think really good.
What's up, everybody? It's Malik. I'm getting ready to pick up 2 former teammates, Bunny of the LA Valiant and Toby of the Seoul Dynasty, to see how these boys been doing so far this season. And then we're done with that. We're going to take a ride down to Fairfax Avenue, do a little shopping. This is access granted, driven by Toyota.
This camera is working?
I see you guys. You've been coming out with the Balenciagas and all the dope fits. Who's the best dresser on the LA Valiant?
Maybe me.
Besides you.
Maybe space.
It's a nice belt.
Looks like an octopus.
It looks like an octopus. Yeah, you're right. Like the scales. It's really scaled. What is the biggest change going into the 2019 season from last year?
개인적으로 되게 이제 경기도 한번 이제 못 뛰어보고 이제 여러 가지 일들이 생기면서 되게 오버워치 말고 인생에 대해서 배운 점이 참 많은 것 같아요.
That's what it's all about, man. Because you guys are young, you still gotta like experience life.
Yes.
It's very important. Now, I know you guys said you wanted to check out some shoes, so we're gonna hit up Sporty LA next.
This is your man.
Me? But I would probably do this color.
Oh,
That is a basketball player by the name of Rasheed Wallace.
legend?
Yeah, legend. Would you guys consider yourselves Overwatch legends?
DPS best.
DPS best?
Yeah,
Just a matter of time.
I won.
Thank you guys so much for coming. This is Access Granted, driven by Toyota.
Fashion conscious and also strategy conscious. Seoul Dynasty in that map one, man. Again, we said it before going into break, these guys are looking better than we've seen them all season long. And the big part of that, as mentioned, Monty, is their ability to adapt to their opponents.
Yeah, it's been really fun to see the difference between how Seoul is playing today versus how they played yesterday up against the Houston Outlaws. And Valiant, they're going to need to bounce back right now, hopefully have a chance to talk to their coaching staff at halftime, because they have to make some adjustments here to preserve their front line that is just melting under the pressure of the Seoul Dynasty.
You know, I went back and I rewatched the match from yesterday against Dallas. When you look at their ult usage and you look at kind of the positioning of a lot of players on the Valiant, it just seems like there's kind of a big lack of communication between these players right now. It just seems like nobody's really letting anybody else know where they are. And that's leading to a lot of kind of awkward moments strategically from that team. And we saw a lot of that same thing, honestly, on Busan. So maybe here on our assault map, here on Hanamura, they'll be able to switch things up. And it's looking a little bit grim for the Valiant already.
And they did have a little bit of a brief moment there on the second point in the mecha base where they were able to accumulate some control percentage.
Sure.
And shaped up just for a moment.
And that's what you see, right? Because the Valiant still has good players. Izzyaki is good. Space is good. Agilities is good. I think a lot of players on that team are talented. They're just not putting it together in any sort of meaningful way.
Yeah, I agree. Especially if you look at Fate just sort of jumping off on his own, nobody really willing to follow him or provide the support as he goes in.
Right.
They're going to try it with the Winston here again, but if I'm Seoul, I would do exactly the same thing. Continue with the Reinhardt 3-3. Make them come to you. Just say bunch up on the point, because you're dominating the Valiant by using the strategy of just playing very conservatively. He goes in.
They've got the blueprint. Valiant getting aggressive anyway. Let's see if they can keep Fate alive, though, as they do it. KSF maneuvering over towards the point. Munchkin a little bit low, but they can't finish off the kill. Valiant at least has made their way through the door. That's kind of the biggest step on Hanamura Point A anyway.
I mean, they do have to take the point, though, and that's the problem when you're playing the Winston 3-3 into the Reinhardt, is that the front line is just so much beefier with the Rhine.
Whoa, Marve1 was in a lot of trouble. That was a good move by Costa to kind of put him in the team, but in the end, again, it's Fate that dies. The team maybe tunneling on Marve1 a little bit too much, allows their own main tank to drop, and now they're fighting that 5v6 yet again. Space nearly out of the mech as well. Agilities needs more help, and that grab came so fast for Seoul Dynasty. Fitz gets it. That should be the end of the fight. And look at this again. Izzyaki using the Transcendence. That's what I'm talking about, man. You don't use the ult in that situation.
That really hurts to watch, Noah. Like, using the trance there is very bad for the Valiant. Because the thing is, Seoul Dynasty, again, look at their ult economy. Fitz right now, he just dropped that Graviton Surge, and Seoul has been so disciplined this weekend. Just use one ultimate. Don't overcommit. All the players are on the same page. And the best part is, they waited for Fate to respawn, and they dropped the Graf right before he could get back, so the fight was over, and that means that you just maximize the amount of time that's off the clock.
Yeah, Marve1 will play some main tanks to get caught this time, but not for him. Oh, comes in. Fate dropped again. They just used that sound barrier, and now the Shatter comes in. Valiant with no shield to protect them. That's KSF dropping well. More exit kills coming up for Seoul Dynasty, and they're having no trouble at all holding this one. And a little bit of pressure on the point from Custa, but that's about it.
I mean, and notice how the positioning changed. Now that they see the Reinhardt, they're playing around the choke because they're going to get more value of playing with it because they have the advantage of the cover on defense.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to spam better through that choke hold, and that they're just going to have better positioning. So they don't have to play the point like they did against the Winston. So already you see the adaptations here.
Do that Ryan. Oh, a grab from nowhere. Fitz sneaking up and doing that. KSF, though, his grab eaten by Michelle. They were ready for the counter and another easy team fight win for Seoul. Wow. How about that? I mean, that's just kind of in the nutshell, right? Grab comes in from Fitz, perfect. Grab comes in from the Valiant side, unfortunately, eaten right away.
Yeah, and now you have a free trance, effectively. Yeah. If you're Jaehong, you can just use it to play aggressively in this next fight because you know that grab was just eaten, and you'll get another trance up by the time the Graviton comes around, again, most likely. You can also try and cut them off when they enter with a self-destruct. There it is.
Trying to get through the door, yep. Self-destruct is used. Ooh, KSF, though, gets caught by Michelle's. Marve1 waiting it out. Yep, as soon as the Transcendence over, drops a Shatter. Doesn't really hit a whole lot of people with it, but again, it keeps a Valiant at bay anyway. Only 40 seconds left in the time bank for the LA Valiant. They got to get something going, or this is going to be one of the fastest maps we've ever seen.
I mean, Seoul can just rally into Grav right now against their opponents. Once they start to go through the choke, expect the rally to come down again. They'll build up Grav and then just drop it instantly because they know the trance is gone because Izayaki used it again in a poor situation.
Yeah, Fitz so close to the Grav. Here they go. They're going to get aggressive onto Marve1 once more. Marve1 immediately gets that Zarya shield. That's going to give Fitz the grab right there. And now Valiant, how do they get in? You might be able to just stop him at the door.
They're
Can they even get to the point?
Oh, he got
for it. Yeah, Grav got eaten by space. He was there. Shatter comes in, though. Valiant with an opportunity. They're going to rush forward now. All of Seoul backing off to the point. That Eden grab was crucial here. But now the sound barrier comes in from Toby and Seoul goes forward. But they lose Marve1 in the process. Valiant, maybe with Izyaki's Transcendence here, have a chance to take point A finally. They've got the 6v5. This is what they've been looking for the entire time. Jaehong pops his Transcendence, just trying to hold it off. Toby does get one onto Izayaki, but now KSF rocking forward with his own Graviton Surge. Goodbye, Toby. Looks like that should be it. Valiant looks like they might have a real chance to take A here. I think they've got it. Man, but going down to the wire.
I mean, Space had such a good read on that Graviton Surge.
Yeah.
Knowing that it was going to be coming behind that doorway, he just peeked around that corner and managed to get his Matrix there. So that is a huge play on the side of the Valiant. And now they have a new lease on life here on Hanamura. There will not be a full hold.
I mean, Space is a great Diva player, right? We see him make those plays. He's got that self-destruct now. His Valiant pushed forward. Still about 4 minutes in the time bank now. You get a good amount of time, even if you take it at the last moment. Valiant getting aggressive already here, trying to push this momentum. Might be tough, though. Space getting demagged. Seoul Dynasty ready for this one.
They just saw he was alone without the rest of his team, so easy DMAC right there. Doesn't use the self-destruct to remac, just has to wait now.
Yeah.
And use that blaster to get his ultimate back online.
Doesn't take too long if you can land the shots. It's already about halfway there. Oh, Seoul, though, using that to go quick. They're going to drop the grab and jump right onto him. Marve1 with the double charge kill. Add a third one on there, because why not? And Seoul Dynasty pushing Valiant back to spawn.
Yeah, again, good discipline. Look at the Dynasty. Yeah. They're going to have 5 ults again up in this next fight. They're offsetting their Graviton Surge with all their other ultimates effectively. And that's making a really big difference right now. I'm
just impressed by the wooden floor on this point, actually. You'd think it would take a bit more damage with Reinhardt walking over, but that is a well-made floor.
Ironwood, though.
I guess. Wow. I'm impressed. Future wood, Bobby.
Future wood.
Wood from the future. Space. Waiting for it. Is he going to engage? Yeah, he will. With that self-destruct, pushes Seoul right off the high ground. Fitz a little bit separated. Toby as well from his team. Seoul Dynasty has to drop back to the point. 2:20 on the clock for the Valiant right now. Less ultimates. Seoul Dynasty trying to be efficient here in the defense.
Giving it a shot.
Yeah, waiting for the push to come in. There's a shatter
Hits
from Fate. It did. Oh, counter shatter though from Marve1. Izayaki with the Transcendence. Valiant all grouped up here. It's a bit of a brawl right now. Jaehong with the later Transcendence. Let's Seoul be a bit more aggressive here. Now Valiant getting pushed away. There's the grabs coming in. Kills though for the Valiant. They've got the fight they want. Marve1 can't get out. This is it. Now it's just about handling the respawns.
I don't know if they're even going to get that chance. Munchkin
Might not.
desperately gets back into spawn. Michelle will be coming out on the Diva. They're going to get somebody out here, but it's going to take a minute. Self-destruct used onto the point. Marve1 can touch, but just barely.
That was a great zoning self-destruct, actually. Barely was Marve1 able to get in there. Died immediately. Valiant took him a while on point A, but they got the job done on B. That was a great engage at the end from Space that set that all up.
Yeah, Space really, I think, the hero of the Valiant right there, turning their fortunes around.
Well, he ate the grab on point A. That let him take point A. Had that great self-destruct engage on B. Helped him take B. It's all Space right now for that round.
It's all Space.
Yep, quick break. When we come back, Seoul gives it a try.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
We're back at Hanamura. LA Valiant getting 2 points in their attack. Really, it was Space, kind of the hero of the day on both point A and B. See if Seoul can equalize here. And guys, we've got the match of the week coming up next, and this is going to be sick. Houston Outlaws taking on the Dallas Fuel. The Battle of Texas in Texas. Finally.
I'm so excited.
I'm happy. I don't have to cast that one.
Yeah,
I just get to watch, actually. I'm psyched about that.
Yeah, the crowd has just been so wonderful here. That I'm excited to sit around and just watch some Overwatch with you guys. It's going to be really, really fun.
But he really loves it when you boo him. That's Monty's favorite part.
It is true.
That's right.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's his favorite part. Needed to power you up a little bit for this round. Your energy was a little bit low, I thought. So there you go. Thanks, crowd. Seoul Dynasty on the attack. Doing a bit of scouting here. Let's see what they decide to switch up. Yeah. Okay. Let's go over to the 3-3, it looks like, with the Reinhardt. All right.
They're basically going to play the Mirror, except they will have the Zenyatta instead of the Ana.
Yeah.
So Michelle's going to have to watch out for those biotic grenades coming in from Izayaki, just taking a little peek up above, trying to see everyone's positioning on the Valiant side.
Valiant. Be huge for them if they can tie up this series. Marve1 jumping in right now. They're going to go on to Fate. Ooh, a lot of low health members on Seoul, though. Munchkin dies. They couldn't keep him alive. Really nice bio grenade from Izayaki, actually.
Yep. Had to watch out for that one. So Izayaki makes the play there to get the first hold here on point A.
Yep.
Everyone's going to fall back as they wait for Munchkin to respawn.
Yeah, Fitz just gathering himself a little bit of ult charge there.
Yeah, you see Jaehong was healing people up as well that were chunked out. So he's going to be moving up towards getting that Transcendence.
They try to get through a door again, and again, Munchkin, the one focus, though. Ooh, Shatter! Whoa! Fate winning the Rhine mind games there. Marve1 could not block it. Jaehong down as well, and great start to the defense for LA.
Yeah, Fate now playing with the rest of his team a little bit better. I think it looks like the Valiant had a little bit of a chat about positioning, because as we can see, Fate now sticking closer to the rest of the team, has moved over to that Reinhardt and away from the Winston, and this is the Valiant looking a little bit better than they did on the first map on Busan.
Yeah, much better so far. giving the playmakers chance to make plays too. Fate pushing forward again, had that Zarya shield. Just going to give it a little bit more charge over to KSF.
Yeah, Nano Boost is well used. That's why the Seoul Dynasty are just going to clear out right now. No point in giving him more ult charge or possibly losing somebody. KSF now with the Graviton Surge.
I mean, you basically press Q to take some seconds off the enemy's time bank there. Works out just fine for the Valiant. Now Seoul getting aggressive again as the Nano Boost wears off. A lot of people in that grab right now. Oh,
Anti-heal.
Space eats Fitz grab again. And a double kill for Space with his self-destruct. Space is the MVP of this map right now.
He's playing great today, and Seoul Dynasty, Marve1 got hit with the Biotic Grenade again. So even though Jaehong used the trance, no healing, they focus him immediately, and they wipe the floor with the rest of the team. So no counter grab either. Space was ready to gobble it up.
Yeah, he's looking great right now on that Diva. Eating multiple grabs already this map. Can't ask for much more than that, the new Diva player.
Well, it's also the crucial grabs, right? That just resets Seoul really hard. And how are they going to get through? They're going to have to rally through this point right now.
I mean, it's going to be a grind if they get through it all, right? You got those support ultimates trying to go in with the rally right now. Marve1 looking for a good shatter. Got, nobody with that, actually. Getting bounced around like a ping pong ball now. Sound barrier for Valiant as well. Seoul does manage to muscle their way onto the point, but can they hold it?
I mean, that's the thing. Valiant disengaged because they forced the rally and the sound barrier, and now they could just retake.
Self-destruct engage from Seoul. Doesn't catch anybody, though. Fate waiting for it. Nice shatter again. Fitz pays the price. Charge misses, but hey, that's okay. They got that 65. Make it 64. Goodbye, Fate. Munchkin with a bit of revenge, and actually Custer right there as well. Oh, Valiant forces Seoul Dynasty to go flying, and
Valiant just playing so much better, Dylan. That was such an awesome disengage because they knew that the Nano Boost was going to come in. Jaehong didn't have the Transcendence. So go ahead, wait for them to get onto the point. Use their resources to get there. Then you have to fight them in close proximity, but you have the Nano Boost at Reinhardt.
10 seconds for Seoul Dynasty bout. They need to get onto the point right now. Similar situation that Valiant was. There's the grab now coming in from KSF. Seoul Dynasty, Jaehong just trying to keep people healed. Wow, keep 1 foot on the point basically. Valiant now on the outside looking in. Fitz in a lot of trouble. Ooh, gets back into the corner. Just in time they get some healing onto him. But now Valiant walking in again. Munchkin has a rally, so they've got that extra armor here. Custo looking for a boop, doesn't find it. Jaehong in the back, laying on the damage. There goes Agilities. Oh, and is this going to be another overtime point A take on this map between these teams? I think it is, Monty.
It is definitely going to be that. Finally, they find an opening. If Fitz had fallen and he was looking like it was about 25 HP, that would have been entirely different. But they are able to heal him up in the nick of time. He's hiding in the corner of the point, trying to stay outside of line of sight. And Seoul don't overcommit either. They keep the Graviton Surge. Nobody panics, and now they're trying to get this snowball rolling.
Yeah, if they can get a good grab, maybe they can get a good time on point B. We'll see if they can make it work. It's going to be tough, though. Fate really, really low down below. Munchkin, though, goes after him, but pays a price. Fate takes him out anyway, and now Seoul Dynasty trying to fight short-handed on the point. They got hit with a big biotic grenade again from Izayaki. They get him, though. But I think Seoul's going to need to back off here. Yeah, they definitely do.
Toby really overcommitting with that sound barrier. Munchkin was already dead. He was trying to try and get underneath the bridge right here in order to keep him alive. But it was too late. And also, again, the Valiant have been getting very good value out of the Nano Boost this round. It's charging up Fate's Earth Shatter very quickly. The Shatters have been successful from Fate.
But you can't spell value without Val.
That's true, as they say.
Kind of applies, I guess. I don't know. Fate was down to like 20 health, so you can't blame Munchkin for going after him there, but did not work out. They're going to go in again. All right, just jumping down, forcing Valiant to come to them. Fitz waiting for them to drop down, trying to get that grab in there. Ooh, they're going to get stuck in their own grab instead. Jaehong with the Transcendence. Double kill again from space with the self-destruct. And Seoul Dynasty in a lot of trouble once more. 2:30 on the clock. Still a minute remaining if they want to set a better time bank than Valiant had, but it's getting a little bit dicey.
Well, here's the opportunity, though, for the Seoul Dynasty. Again, they've been sitting on this Graviton Surge for quite a long time right now.
Yeah.
This is going to have the sound barrier, but it'll take some time before Izayaki's able to charge that Transcendence. This may be Seoul's best chance here in this attack round to go ahead and gap this point.
They've got the most ultimates, but they're lacking the crucial support ones, so it's going to be a little bit tougher than I think they'd prefer, but only the sound barrier, I guess, on the Valiant side. Rally there as well, but this might be a little bit tricky for Seoul without either the Zen or Lucio ults right now. Trying to make Valiant come to them again. Waiting for Fitz to use that grab right now. Marvel swinging away, he's going to dive through, drops it in. Space does not eat that one. Now the self-destruct comes through. Sound barrier for Valiant. They don't lose anybody. Michelle, though, down on the Soul side. Again, Soul has to fight that 5v6. Valiant just in a great position to hold here on B right now.
And that's just good individual playmaking, Doa. Izayaki gets the elimination while the self-destruct is channeling and before Michelle can get the Met back. So they identify who the person is that needs to be taken out first. They can't quite kill KSF, who is, again, about 50 HP right there. And that's the big, big difference. Seoul just used everything they had, and they only have a minute remaining.
Right. They got to get it done. They got to get it done now. Valiant, if you're seeing them make plays, it's generally been Space or Izayaki doing it so far.
I mean, Fate also has had some pretty good shatters.
Yeah, for sure. Point A. Seoul Dynasty now pushing through on the high ground. It's all charged up. You're not going to do much more damage than that as Azaria. Transcendence from Jaehong. They're going to pop the rally as well. Everything Seoul has, it's going into this push right now. Valiant down on the point, trying to survive here. And Seoul Dynasty, they're going to have the sound barrier in a second. They're waiting for Fitz to get that grab before they really engage. He's going to have it right about now. But he needs some help. Going to drop the grab anyway. They're going to go in. KSF, low. Can they keep alive? They can't. There's the sound barrier for Seoul Dynasty as they try to finish off B. They've got the man advantage right now on the point. Get agilities. Now it's just Space on the point. Izayaki backing off. No reason to throw yourself on that one yet. When the respawns are coming in, going to be at least 2 ticks. There's a big shatter from Marve1 in spawn to try to keep people away. And Seoul Dynasty nearly have it. They're so close, but they're almost into overtime.
They barely got it.
They barely got it before overtime. That's huge.
That is huge. That means they can play for a win now instead of necessarily just drawing out this map.
Yeah.
So that was so clutch. The shatter in spawn prevented people from getting there.
Whoa, what a round. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back with overtime right after this. Well, guys, when you finish with less than a minute remaining, you get bumped back up to 1 minute on the clock. And crucially for Seoul, they took point B with just a second or two. So having a little bit of time means that, yeah, they can actually still try to win this one instead of just having to play for the draw. If you don't have any time remaining, if you finish it in time bank, if the other team does have time, then they just get to attack and they only need 1 tick.
Right.
So luckily for Seoul, they get a full chance to attack here. 1 minute in the time bank. And we'll see. Okay, Munchkin switching again right away. All right, they're thinking maybe they would use that Sombra, but no, after some scouting, they're going to go for the Winston 3-3 here.
And they're just going to try and jump right onto the point, or find Ana, most likely, is going to be their target here. They're going to jump right in. Marvel going to get the bubble,
Marvel
does get stunned.
Fate down already. A little bit forward. That was a great play to disconnect him from the rest of the team. Now Space goes after Marvel, though. Both main tanks down. Munchkin in a little bit of trouble, too. They managed to separate him as well. And Seoul Dynasty a little bit split up on the point here. Maybe they can brawl this one out, but it's going to be really tricky. Main tank should come back a little bit quicker for Seoul, though, but with Jaehong down, I think you need to regroup. But I don't know, can you even get back to the point at this point?
You can, Doa. There's still Azaria alive, and Winston is back inside the gate now. We're trying to wait for Munchkin to return. They're going to be able to touch it just in time.
He's got to go in so early, and there's nobody there to support him. Seoul Dynasty, Marvel already down. They got to try to fight some crazy 5v6 here. Nobody can even get there. Great defense for the Valiant. They have put themselves in a position to win this thing pretty easily in their next push.
Yeah, that was, I mean, there was agilities there coming in and carving off Munchkin on the Brigida that really made the difference.
Yeah.
I like what we saw from the Dynasty, changing their strat and really just jumping that Winston in between Fate and the rest of his team. But unfortunately, the more players from Seoul died as a result of that play because the Valiant reacted appropriately and pushed them out of line of sight of the healers.
I mean, you kind of got to roll the dice a little bit when you have so little time to attack with. with. You just kind of got to pick your strategy, execute it as best you can, and kind of take what comes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But you can see the fate targeting has been dealt with by the Los Angeles Valiant here on Hanamura. They've adjusted their positioning, and now they are on the cusp of taking this second map.
Yeah. Making it harder to kind of follow up and kill on the fate with other people on their team. So, doing a much better job with that. As it stands, LA Valiant, lots of time on the clock to get this done. 2 minutes and 31 seconds to take just a bit of point A and win this map, tie up this series.
And they're guaranteed at least a draw right now, too. So
Right.
LA Valiant will have some time here. Just get that one tick. It's all they need.
Now, Fitz defacing the beautiful carvings on the door. Hanzo will not be happy about that.
It's ironwood, though. It doesn't actually change anything, you know?
I don't know.
You can't damage it.
It looked like it got a little bit messed up there.
I mean,
Just saying.
it just regrows over time. It's, you know,
Hanzo's like, that's my ultimate icon. Stop that.
it's the nano machines repairing the wood in the future.
I guess so. Wow. Nanobots. What can't they do? LA Valiant. I guess they can't take the point for Valiant. They have to do that themselves. Valiant try to push in right now. They got Munchkin a little bit low on that early push. Really little bit of damage poked in there by LA. Soul time, space, scoping out the surroundings. They're going to jump onto Marve1 here, but KSF the one very, very low. Gets a shield just in time, but Fate goes down. Seoul Dynasty looking okay here in this initial defense.
Yeah, tried to get the flanking, sneaky play there with the Diva going up top and dropping down
I
from
do like
behind.
that. I like that play, but
Yeah, they're trying to burst somebody.
Yeah.
That's what effectively they're doing. Isiaki did get a bunch of damage in that fight. You can see he'll be up there with the trance most likely first.
yeah.
KSF, though, got almost nothing done.
I mean, Fitz got tons of charge, though, towards that grab. That's the big story there. 76% to just less than 30 for KSF. And if they can use that grab, they might be able to end this push quick. Valiant taking the high ground as they try to jump down. Soul falling back to the point. Fitz very close to that grab, but Seoul Dynasty need to keep him alive. Pushing forward now. Soul wants this one to wait a little bit. Oh, getting aggressive. Agility's out of commission early in this one. But Munchkin down, they're going to need to use that grab. Fitz has it up really, really soon. There's a Transcendence. As soon as that Transcendence is done, the grab's going to come in. That's a huge shatter, actually. Coming in for Marve1. They might not even need the grab yet. Oh, Fitz! He dies with his grab up. That is so big for the Valiant. Can they brawl this one out, though? You can see Cuss on the side looking for the boops on that Lucio. Soul has to fall back. That's massive that Fitz got taken out. J-Home now has to be rescued by Michelle. Valiant really, really close to having the numbers they need to push in. 36 seconds remaining here. And remember, they only need that first tick. There goes Toby and Michelle. I think the Valiant have it here. Goodbye, Marve1. Fitz back a bit too late, and that is it. The Valiant will tie up this series.
Great play by the Valiant. You love to see these adaptations that they're making, tightening up their positioning game, playing more with the Reinhardt, and so now Valiant showing they can go toe-to-toe here with the Seoul Dynasty.
Absolutely great to see some life coming out of the Valiant today. Exciting match ahead of us. Don't go anywhere.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile, and by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
team.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Seoul versus the Valiant, and it's all tied up at the half, one apiece after the Valiant are able to capture the bonus point in their second attack. Welcome back into the building. We got a sold-out Allen Center here in Texas. It has been a fantastic Dallas homestand so far. I'm your host, Chris Bucket, alongside the whole desk crew. We've got Zoe, Brent, and Sideshow once again. And honestly, team, I thought this was going to be a one-sided affair. I also thought one was going to win the last match, so I guess my predictions are terrible today. But the Valiant really showed up in that second game, Bren.
Yeah, they absolutely did. I think this is the biggest piece of evidence we have right now to show that the crowd has a massive impact on the performance of these teams. This is not the same Valiant that played yesterday. The Valiant yesterday got booed as they entered the stage. Now they don't have the crowd against them this time, and they're playing worlds ahead of where they were yesterday. So I think it has a massive effect on these teams when they're walking in as well, and their mentality coming into these matches, because this Valiant is so much more improved.
It's been so many great games, so many great matches here in Dallas. And Josh, I know we got a lot of new fans tuning in onto their TV sets, so let's take a moment and teach them something. What do you got for us today?
Yeah, even though it was LA Valiant that ended up walking away with the win, I want to show you a little thing that you might be able to use in your ranked games, which was demonstrated by the Seoul Dynasty. So in my Insights powered by Intel, I'm going to take you through how you can use one ultimate to be able to gain another ultimate and really take advantage in the fight. So as you can see here, we're in a situation where the Seoul Dynasty only used... Hello, that's a terrible box. The Seoul Dynasty only used one ultimate to be able to take the last fight. They only used Fitz's Graviton Surge. Now, the LA Valiant have decided to come in, and they're running this hook... Oh, man.
You're doing great with boxes
Losing
today.
it, losing it.
Josh.
All right, and they're going to loop around the side and try and isolate Marve1 here. But they're going to be forced to use the sound barrier, and the sound barriers are going to get traded, and Fate gets picked off. So let's watch this live. They try and go onto Marve1, but they overextend a little bit. They save Marve1 with the sound barrier, and now they push forwards. With Fate dead in the fight, I'm going to pause again here. With Fate dead in the fight, this fight is won. Normally, you would not want them to expend extra ultimates, like, for example, Marve1's Earthshatter. But what they're going to do is they're going to use Marve1's Earthshatter to build up Fit's Graviton Surge, which is the more important of the two ultimates. So as they retreat here, because Fate's shield is no longer there, Marve1 comes around the corner, Earth shatters them, they get the cleanup kills, which the kills themselves are not that important, but you see that it allows Fitz to go straight up to his next grab, which he uses in the next fight to be able to build up Marve1's ultimate as well. He ends at over 50% at the end of the next fight, and they chain those ults back and forth together, which is a really nice way of being able to make sure you always have the advantage in terms of the ultimate economy, and you can set up plays like that. That's what the best teams end up doing. And unfortunately, that defense ended up being cracked. But it was still a good performance from them, and it's something you can use in your ranked games.
Fantastic breakdown. Unfortunately, in my ranked games, people just use alts whenever they want. It's kind of frustrating.
You've got to lecture them, Puckett.
Yeah.
Tell them off.
Well, unfortunately, even though Seoul had that awesome play in the game, they lost Hanamura, and there was one player causing some major problems for them. Who was it, Zoe?
It was actually Space, and this is actually pretty hard for him to outperform so much because, to be frank, his team didn't do too much to really set him up very early in this game, but they got point A on the back of him eating a very crucial grab from Fitz, and then they rolled on to point B, where he set it all up with a great 2k self-destruct. Overall, if you're looking at his stats, he actually outperformed Michelle in pretty much every metric. Again, this is really impressive to me, considering that Michelle is a really, really good standout diva.
Yeah, Space has always been fantastic in terms of his diva play. I mean,
that's the weird thing, isn't it? The Valiant have actually got the good pieces, like they were talking about during the cast the whole time. Valiant have got the pieces, they just really fail to put them together, and they make mistakes all over the place. Oh,
don't worry, Johnny's in the truck. He's pressing all the buttons.
He's here, don't worry about it.
We love you, Reinforce.
But speaking of the great pieces, what surprises me is that very early on, when the Valiant were struggling, we kept on pointing out Izayaki as being the bright spot. I honestly feel that so far this weekend, he seems to be quite the opposite of that. He's actually causing a lot of issues when he's playing on the Zenyatta, at least. I'm not impressed with his Transcendence usage. They're always a little bit too early or a little bit too late. Whereas the Ana, I thought was at least better.
Good change.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll have to see. Is Izayaki going to be able to clean that up in this second half? I'm not going to let you guys go, though. I have something special planned. I've been working with our stats wizard, Ben Troutman, and Matt Marcel, our production assistant here on the desk. Guys, we're doing some Seoul trivia. We hyped up Toby and Jaehong, so let's get it started with this trivia segment focused on these two players. Who has started the most career maps for Seoul Dynasty in the Overwatch League? Is it A, Jaehong, Is it B, Toby? Is it C, Zumba? Or D, Flutter, Zoe?
Should be Toby.
Correct answer, A, it's Jayhong. All right, Brent, you're up next. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
How many environmental kills has Toby scored in stage 2? Is it A, 10, B, 12, C, 15, or D, 17? Environmental kills, that's knocking people off the map.
Good explainer, right?
B, 12.
You nailed it! Yeah, Brent got it! It was B! All right, Josh, you're up next.
Pure luck.
Let's keep this rolling. How many heroes has Jayhong played for a minimum of 5 minutes in the Overwatch League? Is it A, 12, B, 13, C, 14, D, 15 of our 30 heroes?
What the? Why is this guy playing so many? I was going to guess like 5 or something. I'm going to go with 13.
13.
What is 13? B.
You're missing 2. It's D, buddy.
15.
Did you forget the Winston from season 1? All right. Let's keep this one rolling. Last question for you guys. What is Jayhong's career healing? This is for all 3 of you. Career healing. So add up all of your calculators together. Is it 1,500,000? Is it 2 million? 2,500,000. 2,750,000 heals.
Has anyone got a calculator?
Pocket, I happen to keep track in the course of Ryu Jayhong's career, and I go with C.
I think actually we need to ask the audience here as well. I think the
Excuse me, young man, what is it?
Huh?
A, B, or C? Or D?
D? Let's go with D.
Let's go
I trust
with D.
him.
I tried to leave out D on purpose. The correct answer is, let's show it, it's B! Go with your gut, fam. Go with your gut. There we have it. Thank you guys for playing along. We had a fantastic time here at halftime. Dallas, Texas, you guys enjoying the show? That's when you cheer. There we go. We got plenty more Overwatch League coming your way. It's the Dallas homestand. We'll be right back.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Got ourselves a tie series here in Dallas, Texas. Seoul Dynasty and Valiant all locked up. 1 map win apiece. And Valiant, looking a lot better than we saw them yesterday, and even looking a lot better in Hanamura than we saw them look on the first map.
Yeah, and you could tell that Seoul came in with this very specific game plan to sort of play more passively, punish Fate's positioning. But Valiant tightened up. Credit to them for adjusting between maps and bouncing back, having a lot better ult usage, as well as just positional play. And they so far stopped Seoul Dynasty from executing on multiple maps the punish Fate strats. The question now is, what adjustments has Seoul made at halftime in order to deal with this?
That is the real question as we move ahead to King's Row, our hybrid map, because if we've learned anything about the Seoul Dynasty in recent weeks, they are very, very good at adapting to their opponents. I'm just wondering what changed between map 1 and 2 for Valiant and that they were able to finally make that adaptation, because they've kind of been suffering from the same woes all weekend long and to a certain extent all stage long. So, for some reason, the switch got flipped this time. Hanamura looked great for them. We'll see if they can keep it going here on King's Row.
And the question is, will the switch be permanently flipped, though?
That's right.
Or is that just a bit of a one-off? We are going to see the Seoul Dynasty continue to play the Rhine 3-3 on their King's Row defense. Valiant going to be taking a look probably real quick. Nope, they're just going to go for the Rhine 3-3 blind, and they will go ahead and take the mirror.
Okay. Seoul Dynasty feeling confident in that mirror, I think. And I think Valiant, probably feels pretty solid about it too, considering their performance on Hanamura.
See right now just edging around the statue, trying to take a little bit of a peek there.
Down to about half health. Fits down in the big die on the point right now, and Valiant gets the payload going really, really quick. Seoul Dynasty look.
Right here, they're sort of taking some off angles, and Space is actually boosting around the side in order to put pressure onto Marvel. He got chunked out. Trying to threaten that front line. If they walk too far forward, he's going to get behind them with all those missiles.
I mean, Space is kind of filling the role that we've seen a lot of Lucios do in this meta, right? Where they ride up on the wall, try to get the boops on the enemy tanks. Now it's Space going the back, a bit more durable, trying to push forward on the Marvel right now. They're going to drop them into the Graviton Surge. Space with the self-destruct doesn't find anything. And now Seoul back in there with the Transcendence from Jaeyoung. It runs out, but Izayaki is still going as Valiant pushes forward. They've nearly got point B taken already. Seoul Dynasty with very little semblance of a defense here yet.
Yeah, but Valiant used all of their ultimates, and it wasn't very efficient. And now Seoul Dynasty sitting with a Graviton of their own. They do not have a Transcendence to block a lot of this incoming damage. They're waiting to see what's going to happen here with the Sound Barrier. Grab goes!
All right, well, now's when you use that Sound Barrier. Yeah, there it is. From Custis, self-destruct comes in. Oh, they caught KSF and Fate down as well. So Seoul Dynasty finally gets a little bit of breathing room here on this payload.
Yeah, self-destruct is used to make sure nobody could follow up on Marvel's charge onto Fate so they could isolate him. Does get a bonus elimination, however, and that's going to be the defense right there. So Valiant, a little bit too trigger happy with their ultimates, and now they are stuck all the way, a long walk through point B, necessary for them to reach the payload.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying as the attacker to have to walk all the way back here. It gives your enemy team a lot of time to set up here. And Seoul was really ready for Space's shenanigans on that last push, too. They didn't let him come in, displace Marvel too much. Marvel, move back there. Throwing a nice fire strike to the enemy team. He's got that Earth Shatter lined up, too. So, the Valiant, okay, under the payload, blocked by Fate, though. Shatter didn't get anything.
Trying to just get a freebie right there. They're going to be aware KSF has the ult, and they do have two support ults to sort of stick with it.
Pretty much. Cust and Space, both up high, both presenting a danger. As Soul runs forward, the whole team moving in there. Gonna get locked up in the Graviton Surge, though. Self-destruct comes in. Jaehong pops a Transcendence. He'll be okay at least, but Marve1, not so lucky. Seoul Dynasty in the 5v6 now, making a 4v6 as Fitz falls as well. Valiant seem to have the fight they need to finish B.
Yeah, Valiant waited long enough to get some more ults online through the poking, and now they will finish point B. Large time bank for Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have a full 3:57 on the clock as they finish B. That's a lot of time, and you need a lot of time generally for the last point on King's Row. And Valiant can push this slowly. They can take time and build up a few more ultimates here before they kind of really go in on this one.
Yeah, they do have. There's going to be a window here for Fitz to get the Graviton down before support ults are back up. And that window is right now, so if they know that, they can play pretty aggressively, the Seoul Dynasty.
We'll see how good their ult tracking is from the Seoul Dynasty support side. That's usually it. There's a grab coming in. Now they know what's up. Izayaki, though, got his Transcendence just in time, and it's Marve1 who pays the price instead. Now Munchkin down as well. Really, really clutch for Izayaki to get that Transcendence just in the nick of time for Valiant.
They definitely thought that Trance was down coming in, so their ult tracking, they gave them just a little bit too much time of poking. Didn't find an opportunity to throw in that Graviton Surge.
Valiant almost there already. It's time. They got to go in. They got Cus's sound barrier as well. KSF walks in, solo grab onto Fitz. Not bad. Michelle drops a self-destruct just to keep his Zarya safe. They're going to use the Transcendence as well, and there goes Agility's Toby with a big boop to start things off, and they take out Fate as well. So Soul manages to fight back at the last possible second. 1 meter to go for Valiant, but they're going to have to regroup.
I mean, that was very close to Soul not getting onto the payload for that last meter as well.
Yeah,
you could see Marve1 getting charged off and then charging back towards the payload to get into the Transcendence range and just try and make sure they weren't going to be able to push it back that last meter. Ends up being a narrow victory for the Dynasty. Valiant coming in. They can just rally into this. Soul don't have any tools apart from that sound barrier.
Yeah, that's it. Just the Lucio ultimate is all that stands between Valiant and a map finish here. Marve1 gets a bit of healing. Fate just waiting it out, looking for maybe an opportunity for a sneaky Earth Shatter into the payload. Something like that.
They're giving Soul a lot of time to get back their ult's economy.
Now they got the Transcendence too. Valiant needs to pull the trigger on this one. All right, they're going to go into the rally now. Oh, Fate down! Wow, after all that, sound barrier used by Soul, but they probably don't even need it. Their team is way safe against the Valiant. That was strange from the Valiant. They waited so long and really kind of let Soul get back into it. Now look at that, Seoul Dynasty. They're going to have 5 ults for the next hold.
That was not a good decision from the Valiant. Opting into the poke game there was definitely not the right thing to do because, like you're saying, it allowed Soul just to get all of their ults back. You could play aggressively with the rally if you are the LA Valiant. Now Soul have so many tools available to them.
It's kind of insane. Soul walking forward with the rally. Now they're going to have to face the sound barrier from Custa. Valiant trying to push in as much as they can. Oh, the Shatters come in on both sides. Shatters in parity, but here comes a grab now. Michelle trying to counteract that with his self-destruct. Made a little bit low. Ooh, they can't quite finish Toby off on the Valiant side. Now Izayaki keeping people safe. Soul can just back off, wait out the Transcendence. No problem there. Oh, problems for Munchkin, though, as KSF punches him to death. Marve1 a little bit low. Fitz, they need a good grab out of this guy right now. Gonna go ahead and use it. Can they finish him? They lost Marve1. Valiant looking pretty good in this fight right now. Here comes a self-destruct. Munchkin manages to dodge it, but he can't dodge KSF's beam, and that's Valiant finishing the map.
30 seconds remaining for the Los Angeles Valiant. A lot of time on point C, and they finally managed to punch it through at the very end.
A little bit rough at the end there, but they get the job done. Seoul Dynasty is going to have to try to equalize when we come back. We'll see what they can get done on their attack.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Welcome back to Kings Row. Space, again, a big part of what delivered Valiant those 3 points. A little bit sullen, man. I think they wanted to finish with a bit more time in the time bank. They had a lot beginning point C, but Seoul got a little bit of a hold in there.
Yeah, they did, and now the gauntlet's been thrown down. They've got to finish this map in order to force potentially a win or a draw, but Valiant probably going to be feeling pretty comfortable given their performance thus far. Seoul Dynasty, will they go for that multi-DPS look? Certainly an option if Valiant are going to be playing a Reinhardt 3-3.
Yeah. I wonder if we're going to see this DPS look from Seoul. I would love to, man. I mean, Fitz's Doomfist, it's a ton of fun to watch.
They're definitely going to scout this with the Sombra from Marve1.
Look at this. Valiant a little bit different. Agility's on the Batiste this time. Interesting.
I think this is so they can continue to play the Reinhardt, but at least they have some pressure on like a Pharah if it just happens to come out right now.
So it's going to be the 3-3 with Reinhardt for Seoul as they push forward here. But yeah, I wonder how they're going to deal with the immortality field from Agility's Batiste.
They should be able to target it down pretty quickly.
It falls pretty quickly, but that's damage that's not going into your opponents. That gives them time to heal. That gives them time to set up, put damage back on you. So it's tricky either way. Made in a lot of trouble, though. It's a good stun on him, but they keep him alive. Just barely. Jaehong takes out that immortality field, but it did its job. They might have gone down otherwise.
Yeah, and you could see the difference there because they're not running the Brigitte, so the stun comes in on a Fade. Like, they need to run at the front line and position the Brigitte on Munchkin in a way to get value out of the stun.
They got to be aggressive because that immortality field has a long cooldown. It's finally up for Agilities now, but you do have a time when it's down where you can kind of get aggressive there if you're Seoul.
Izayaki actually just picked up by Jaehong.
Whoa, Jaehong finding the pick in the end, and now Seoul Dynasty gets to push in, but that's such a fast amp matrix from the Valiant. Seoul not going to let him have it. Seoul Dynasty has played this push perfectly. You got to be aggressive against the Batiste, and they did a great job with that.
Well, I mean, it was just Jaehong creating the pick, right?
That
he
too.
just domed Izayaki, and once you have that advantage, the 6 versus 5, that's where you can just run up on them. The Discord Orb is so huge in time to kill on the enemy front line. If they have it and you don't, it's a bit of a crisis.
Yeah, quick point A take by the Seoul Dynasty. Good amount of ultimates built up, or nearly built up, as they look ahead to point B. Valiant has a decent kind of pool of ultimates as well, but we'll see how aggressively they want to defend this. They probably want to run right up to the choke.
That's what they're going to do. They will try and make a defense here. They don't quite get the cover of the choke, though, on the defense.
Yeah, not as far up as you'd like to be, I suppose. Immortality field burned down. Now they try to finish off Fate. Let's see if they can do it. Going in with the grab. And he kills Michelle, looking for some with the self-destruct. Can't find any. Marve1 not getting a whole lot with the shatter either. They're going to finally DMX space right before the sound barrier comes in. There's the Amp Matrix now. Seoul Dynasty weathering the storm, though, with that Transcendence. And again, they'll just rush right through it. Amp Matrix might as well be a speed boost in Mario Kart for these guys, the way they're charging at Valiant.
And really, it was a lot of ultimates that were mirrored there.
Yeah.
Grav coming in for Grav. And this means, though, that with the payload still moving, it's sort of like a net loss. But now the comeback here.
You know, it's only going well until it's not, right? And Valiant find a way. They lure the Dynasty into the trap. That's what they'll say. It was all part of the plan.
Whoops.
And they do turn it around. Oh, that's,
there you go.
Exo Boots are, denied. Spike! Exo Boots are a challenge sometimes, aren't they?
Gonna get hit by that Zarya alternate fire.
Yep.
Goes up there. Not, of course, a lot of damage. Fits at 0 energy.
Fits 0 energy, but he does have the grab. They can find the damage elsewhere. Agility's immortality field down yet again. Jaehong finds that one quickly. Payload moving forward. The Valiant have to back off. They use the amplification matrix again, and that's the 3rd time now they didn't really get anything out of it.
Well, they couldn't really do anything because the payload wasn't there, so all Seoul Dynasty had to do is back off the payload. Payload keeps moving, and they wait for the cooldown to end.
Pretty much. Now it's on Fate to get a good Earth Shatter here. Fit's still sitting on that grab. He's been sitting on it for a while now. And can he finish off? They're going to get trapped in KFF's grab instead. Grab gets used by Fitz as well. They're trying to take out the immortality field. They do just that. As soon as the Transcendences end, looks like no damage after that. Seoul Dynasty just backing off. Again, they're saying, all right, we don't want to fight into Zen's Transcendence, obviously.
And it's just been mirrored combat, right? Because now Custos, the sound barrier, Toby's getting his right now.
Yep. Agilities keeping Fate alive. A lot of healing coming out of that Batiste, actually. Now they've got the Amp Matrix again. Try to put that damage in. Gonna go ahead and use it right away. Seoul Dynasty, what's the response gonna be? They're gonna walk forward again. They've got the sound barrier to get aggressive, pushing right through the Batiste ultimate one more time here. And are they gonna actually finish B? No, you gotta get on there if you're the Valiant. They stop it right at the very end. 1 meter to go here. KSF really close to another grab already, actually. That might be the ticket to hold B.
He's waiting for it right now. Do have the Graviton online.
Right. Michelle looking to maybe block this one. Oh, a lot of trouble for Marvel here. Gets really low, but Soul gets back, but it fits. The one who falls here. That immortality field keeping Valiant alive just long enough to weather the storm. Big shatter comes in from Marvel, though. A lot of people knocked prone. Maybe they can turn it around. It looks like they can. Only space and fate remaining to stop the payload, but it's not enough. They're going to push it through B.
That shatter made all of the difference for the Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah.
They don't hit that one and allow the Zenyatta damage to clean up the stun members of the Valiant. And you could have been looking at a hold there at B. Now, you're going to get some time. 3 minutes. So had to use a lot. Fits nearly at another Graviton Surge, but look at the Valiant's 6 ults.
Right. You can see Michelle kind of camping out that high ground, too. He doesn't want to give Space a chance to take that and then swoop down and knock Marvel out of position again. Got to be careful. Valiant on their last legs for this defense. If Soul can push through, they're going to have a great time bank. See if they can finish it off, though. There's the Ant Matrix again. KSF firing through it, doing a ton of damage. That Reinhardt shield falls almost immediately. Gonna follow it up with the grab. Space has the self-destruct right there as well. Seoul Dynasty, they lose Toby. Can they keep this fight going? Michelle self-destruct gains them nothing. Marvel backing away. He's in a lot of trouble here. I don't know if they keep alive. I think that push is over. Yeah, Valiant finally getting a little bit of stability on the last point here, but Soul still 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, 2 minutes to go, Doa, and Valiant had to use everything besides the sound barrier that came up for Custa. Agility's
Pretty much. Now
changing over to the Brigitte, knows that he's got to be a little bit stickier, stay to that cart, because it's only a few meters remaining. And he will also have the shield to block Marvel's shatter.
Yeah, I just don't know about that Batiste pick. It gave up so much ground so fast. I love the hero, but it just didn't seem like it really would have helped the Valiant as much as the Brigitte would have.
I think not on this point.
Yeah.
I think they didn't switch because they had the ult up. But I think on the rest of the map, that immortality field has been crucial to the Valiant.
Marvel looking for this Earth Shatter now. A big one. Could deliver Soul the round. Moving forward now, dropping in with that sound barrier. Sound barrier in response from Custa. Fade down, though. They couldn't keep him alive. Now the grab comes in, though. And Seoul Dynasty having to contend with that one. Jaehong gets his Transcendence in time to keep most everybody alive. They lost Toby, but he already sound barriers, so that's okay. Now another grab comes in, this time from Soul. Fits so low. He's got the shield for himself, but can he stay alive? Space all over him. There's a shatter coming in from Fate to knock Soul back, but they're not going to be denied. Marvel, I cannot believe he's alive. Are you kidding me? Izayaki finally finishes him off, but man, they kept him alive. Agility's Roadhog now.
Agility's coming back.
Comes in, but he's doing it, man.
Yeah, he comes back on the Roadhog. The Tracer already out as well for the Valiant. This stall is successful.
Yeah, it works. Desperation paying off for the LA Valiant, and now Soul down to sub 30 seconds.
Valiant here trying to go up in this series. One push from the Seoul Dynasty. They have to engage with this self-destruct. Valiant swap back over to 3-3 heroes, though, and reset that ult economy. Izayaki. Valiant have that Transcendence. Yeah, Soul needs to poke for this.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to engage until the absolute last second. They want those support ults online before they commit to the fight, and that's going to be the self-destruct.
Self-destruct engage, Transcendence in response for Izayaki. Soul Dynasty needs to finish this to stay in the map. Valiant trying to take a lead in this series right now. Marvel walks in, gets KSF with that shatter. That is huge. KSF out of commission now. Shatter comes in from Fate. Now Marvel trying to protect his prone teammates here. Marvel turning around. Seoul Dynasty trying to just stick on the payload, and they've got the sound barrier to do it. There is Fitz with the ultimate. Seoul Dynasty, I think they finally completed it, but they did it in overtime. They're still alive in the map, but Valiant with the edge going into time bank.
Yeah, they're going to have a slight edge. Both teams will get another attack because of the less than 1 minute on the side of the Valiant here.
Yep.
It's going to come down to some very narrow differences on this next match.
Extra innings when we come back. what I love, Monty. A nice, tight match between two teams. Valiant looking better than we've seen them look in a long time, and it couldn't come at a better time when their playoff hopes really on the line with this one. Seoul Dynasty, they were able to finally finish their attack on Kings Row, but Valiant do have a bit more time. On maps like this, though, 30 seconds, it doesn't make a big difference a lot of times. It's kind of the difference between like one half attack, basically, but we'll see what the Seoul Dynasty can do.
Yeah, Seoul, they'll be on attack first with less time. Now they're going to come out with the Rhine 3-3 once again. Valiant going back to the Batiste defense.
Interesting.
They showed on the first round here.
It did keep Fate alive at a couple moments when he probably would have died earlier in the series, kind of based on what some of the other attacks resulted on, the other maps.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of backline pressure with the Rhine 3-3, so...
Here we go, Toby with the boop, trying to separate the tanks. They get the Immortality Field right away. Again, though, I think Fate kept alive a little bit by that Immortality Field.
Agility's got so much healing done. He's going to have a very fast amplification matrix.
It's insane what Batiste can do, actually, as far as ultimate building with all that healing.
We're going to fall back and wait for this.
Yeah, has the shift AoE heal again. There's the Amp Matrix. Going to go ahead and drop it right there to try to fire onto the point. Seoul Dynasty giving a bit of ground. That Amp Matrix only lasts about 10 seconds, so you can wait it out. But man, they're almost out of time already. They need to pull back and take this point right now.
They got to be careful of the shatter that's going to come in from Marve1 too.
Well, that's the plan, right? Michelle. Ooh, Michelle D-Mac space with a big one right there. And now Jaehoong with the Transcendence. They got to get aggressive onto this one. Immortality Field down. But there
big
is
shatter. The counter shatter.
It's a decent counter shatter out of the grab, actually. Jaehoong does get the kill on Izayaki. So at the end of it all, Marve1 delivers a point to his team. Seoul Dynasty, I'm actually kind of shocked they took that one.
Wow. I don't know if they knew Marve1 had that shatter up and ready because it didn't look like they did. The Graviton came in. Seemed like the Valiant were confident trying to get the damage in. Marve1 shatters 4.
Monty, you always have to assume the Reinhardt has the Earth Shatter.
You
always. How many Reddit videos you've seen where it's like, Reinhardt builds Earth Shatter in 5 seconds? Like, he's probably got it.
You always assume Bumper has Shatter. That's the rule of the Overwatch League.
Okay. I don't know, man. Clearly, Valiant needs to watch more clips. They got a good amount to also for the defense here, so we'll see how far this payload makes it.
I mean, even taking the first point, though, is absolutely huge.
Oh, it's massive with the amount of time bank that Valiant has left, yeah. Good ultimates for Seoul as well. That grab going to come up big, maybe.
It's got to come up big for Fitz.
Not much charge for Fitz, though. Not going to be doing as much damage as he usually would on that Zarya.
And the poke war continuing. This is just Seoul's benefit because they're behind in the ultimate economy right now.
All right, it's going to be the Amp Matrix coming in. Marvel's shield gets burned through very quickly with that. That's one way to just get rid of the Reinhardt shield. That is something. They have the sound barriers.
Big shatter!
What a shatter! What an Earth Shatter from Fate to turn it around. But Seoul, they weathered the storm. Michelle self-destruct. We'll see what that can do. Takes the Immortality Field to it, and the counter shatter again from Marve1 lays out 3 of them, and Seoul Dynasty pushing forward. They lose Marve1 though. Oh man, Valiant. Space giving him a chance, but now the Transcendence from Jaehoong is going to pave the way for Seoul to keep pushing. What a back and forth fight, but Seoul keep that payload moving.
It's such a good read from the Valiant. It looked like because of the sound barrier, they knew that they're just going to run at them swinging, so opened up the opportunity to get the shatter. But because the sound barrier was there, it didn't allow them to actually get eliminations out of it. So right there, Seoul Dynasty coming back, the counter shatter more effective.
If they can take B, that is just an insane push considering they only started with a minute right now. KSF's grab has to be huge. Valiant need this guy to make a play right now. Can he do it? Throws it in. All right, gets some of Seoul, but they got the rally as well. We'll see if that armor's enough. Looks like it was. Immortality Field down again for the Valiant. Seoul can get aggressive onto Fate here. Got the Zarya shield, but it doesn't last very long.
Does Fitz use the grab here? Is he going to try and throw it out?
I think you do, man. You want that point B. He's going to drop that grab down, yeah. Now they need to make that grab turn into kills. They get Custa. That's a start anyway. Agilities. Immortality Field down yet again. Sound barrier just in time to save Marve1, and Fate down as well. Jaehoong's got that extra armor, and he is lethal on that Zenyatta. Goodbye, Izayaki. Zen to Zen. Jaehoong wins a 1v1, and they'll take B. What an overtime push from Seoul.
It just keeps going for the Seoul Dynasty. Valiant returning. Maybe they can get some value out of the self-destruct. Michelle switching over.
Needed the mech back.
Yeah, needed to get the mech back right there. Temporarily switching Still going to be a little bit challenging here for them.
Now they
Does
gotta
make
wait.
it back in time.
Yeah, just in time. There's the engage from space on that self-destruct. No kills out of that one there. Pushing forward now on the Zarya. They got the sound barrier from Custom, but Seoul having none of it. They've got J-Home's Transcendence to get aggressive with this one now. That payload is still moving.
It's the entire payload movement has been in overtime.
Yeah, this push is insane. This is going to be one of those crazy, crazy overtime pushes from Seoul Dynasty. They have already gotten way farther than you could have ever hoped for, and they get Fate again. The defense falling apart now. Fitz grabs 2 kills for his team, and now maybe KSF with this grab, but no, Marve1 again with a shatter. How many clutch Earth Shatters has Marve1 had in this round? I'll tell you, it's 3, and 3 shatters for 3 points for Seoul Dynasty in overtime.
What an overtime push, Toa. 15 elimination streak for Fitz. And that is a statement right there from Seoul.
Yeah. Sign for Jaehong there. Ana Gosu, I agree. If he's an expert Ana player, yeah, I think he is.
I think he is, but you know,
Pretty good Zen too, though.
his Zen this match has been good, and that's a really interesting display of value in ult economy that we just saw from the Seoul Dynasty. Not overcommitting and playing on that razor's edge through the entire map of King's Row.
Man, what a heartbreaker for the Valiant, though. I mean, you feel like you've got this map locked up. You've got more time bank. You nearly hold point A, and it just doesn't work out.
I mean, best case scenario for the Valiant is to do basically mirror that same push.
They got to do the same thing.
And then we go into another time bank where each team gets a minute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to be really hard for the Valiant to come back here, but if they do, it's going to be pretty darn epic, though.
I mean, like, the amount of poise it takes to get those extra 3 points in overtime like that for Seoul, that's like juggling like 3 chainsaws and like 3 like bombs that the fuses is going down at the same time right now while riding on horseback on a surfboard in a tsunami. That's basically what Seoul just did there. It's gonna be really, really tough for Valiant to complete that same feat. I can't even remember all the steps of it I just said, so good luck.
Here we go. They're going to be coming out once again. Rhine 3-3, mirror composition. Same thing we saw on the Valiant's first attack.
Yeah. Trying to get aggressive now. Maybe they've separated Marve1. No, agility is going down instead. Fate as well. Okay, back off. Reset as fast as you can if you're Valiant.
I mean, this is the thing, though. Seoul didn't lose a fight on that entire attack. And now it's so hard because you have a minute and you're at an ult disadvantage.
You've got that mental momentum going, too, if you're Seoul Dynasty, where you are in the Valiant's head right now.
The Valiant must win every fight. From now on until the rest of the map.
Yeah. Seoul Dynasty with a lot more earth-shattering limbs. You can definitely see that on that last push. KSF down again. It's all coming apart for the LA Valiant right now. They've got 30 seconds left. You got 1 push to try to get the payload moving, and then you have to get the entire path down with that payload.
I mean, no, it's basically over. It's going to take a miracle. Like,
pretty much.
Basically, they need like a Zenyatta right-click to kill somebody instantaneously.
Yeah.
Because they're playing into the rally, they're playing into the Transcendence and the Shatter. Seoul can just run at them.
I mean, Izyaki's pretty sick, right? I mean, if anybody can do it, he's one of the Zens that can. They've got his Transcendence as well, but Seoul Dynasty's still ahead in the ultimates. Going through the hotel.
The rally should come out first.
Yep, Marve1 again. Not a lot of big Earth Shatters last round. Is he going to get another one right now? Maybe. No. Got blocked this time. But they can't get to the point. Big enough. The intimidation factor. Seoul Dynasty takes the lead in the series.
They were grabbed off the point there at the very end of it. So, I mean, a lot of times Seoul just hangs back and says, we have the crowd control. You'll never touch it.
Wow. Well, we need to take a break, man. Everybody's heart rate needs to take a little bit of a break here. We'll see if Valiant can tie it up again when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Well, with the All-Stars we just saw in that last map, maybe you want to feel like an All-Star as well. And guess what, guys? You can with the All-Star skins. That's right, coming in with the All-Star event pretty soon. You can get them 200 Overwatch League tokens.
There you go. Those are cool skins.
I'm going to pick them up. Yeah. I mean, I'm casting. I just turned the stream on. I'm casting at home. Hey, I got some tokens. There you go. That's about it. Hopefully you turned out before you left the house today. Well, guess what? I agree. Toy Story 2 was okay. One a little bit better. Can't complain about that. Guess what? What? LA Valiant have one shot, one opportunity to try to tie up this series. But I got to say, after that last one, giving up 3 points in overtime, their knees will be weak. Their palms maybe slightly sweaty.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Hopefully it's not a bomb spaghetti moment, though. But
I mean, hey, some mom spaghetti last night. That might give them kind of the power they need, love and affection to push them through the finish line. But man, this has been a great series. I was a little bit worried about the series coming into it with how Valiant looked yesterday and how Seoul looked yesterday. It looked like it was going to be a lopsided affair, but not the case.
No, I mean, it has been pretty close, except for that last overtime push. Obviously, the first push very tightly contested by both of those teams. And the heroic resolve of the Seoul Dynasty just move all the way through King's Row again. That separated them in the end. But it's not over yet, right?
No.
It could still go to map 5. Valiant was very dominant on Hanamura.
Absolutely. And we have a substitution. Kareem subbing in on the LA Valiant side for Izayaki. Interesting decision. What do you think that means going into Junkertown?
I think it means we're going to see some double sniper. Kareem is a player who we saw play a lot of Widowmaker last season, so he is going to be more, I think, comfortable moving on to some of those DPS heroes that we traditionally see on Junkertown, while still being primarily a flex support. So I think this just gives them a few more team compositions that they can run, even if perhaps the flex supports that he plays are not at the level of Izayaki now. But you know what? Izayaki's also had some questionable transcendences today, too. So it might be a form decision based on the ultimate usage that we're seeing come out of the flex support position.
Right. I mean, fans might definitely be confused about that switch, but I think you nailed it where Kareem has that versatility you need on a map like Junkertown, which is a map unlike any other we have in the Overwatch League right now. Certainly lends itself to some very unique strategies, and with Kareem on the Widowmaker, hey, you might have a shot at this one.
Yeah, I also just think it's just an off day for Izayaki. He's been one of the best players on the struggling Valiant roster, but his transcendences have not been inspiring.
Yeah, he's made some good individual plays as far as picks and things go, but the timing has been a bit off with the ultimates today. Seoul Dynasty will begin things on the defense here for our escort map. Valiant will be attacking. If Valiant win it, we'll finally get that 5th and final tiebreaker map on Control. I feel like you and I haven't gotten to do a lot of tiebreakers this season.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, it's been weird. Maybe today's the day. I wouldn't complain, man. This has been a great series. Fitz is wondering what's in that cupboard. I am too, man. What's in there? Tools, I guess? Or a robot overlord ready to make more robot warriors? You never know. It's Overwatch.
You do never know. And Seoul Dynasty, they're just going to commit right now to a Reinhardt 3-3 and play aggressively.
Well, and that's why. Right there. Fate down. And do you think we're going to see Fate switch back over to the Reinhardt here?
I would imagine we would.
Yeah.
Seems like that would be the logical decision to make here, as Seoul Dynasty needs to back off. Their tanks are all chunked out, so got to heal up. That's a great pick, though.
Oh, Marve1.
Great pick.
Yeah. Kareem making his presence felt right away in Junkertown here, and Seoul Dynasty needs to give a lot of ground. There goes Munchkin as well.
Yeah.
Great follow-up, and that's going to be most of point A taken by Valiant already.
Marve1 was trying to charge out and got stunned there, so that is absolutely massive.
Yeah. Well, that's the tricky thing when you go for that really aggressive defense here. If you do get taken down, you're going to give up a lot of point A, but you do also kind of buy yourself the opportunity to defend again at the end of the point.
Yeah, very true. And Fitz did get a lot of Graviton charge. Same with KSF, though.
Right. KSF really close to that grab now. But he needs more damage. Finally getting a little bit with those shields. See what they can do. Rally comes in for Seoul Dynasty, getting a little bit earlier than Agility's. And Agility's down right as he gets his rally. That is big. KSF, he's going to grab anyway. They're going to try to fight this 5v6, but there goes Fate. And man, I gotta say, that's one of the things that we have not liked so much for the Valiant. I don't know if that 5v6 grab was the way to go.
I mean, it wasn't only the grab, it was the transcendence from Kareem as well.
Right.
I mean, we talked about some of the questionable trance usage that we've seen from the Valiant. There's another one from a different player.
Well, they've had this weird habit lately of using ultimates after people have died. And, I think they were really counting on Agilities being able to barely get that rally off. But tied right as it came online, actually. And then they fall through with the plan anyway. It didn't work out. Seoul Dynasty with a lot of ults here.
Trying to move back onto the payload.
Yep.
It's going to drop the grab. There's no Transcendence now, so they have to use the Sound Barrier, but they do get Marvel.
Yeah, great response, actually. Sound Barrier comes in, easily handling Marve1 being out of position. That should be the end of point A. Valiant, one little misstep, but it looks like they will push it through anyway.
Yeah, Marve1 didn't have the protection he needed to start swinging on that clustered mob of Valiant members. So
I think when you see that grab go in, you think your team's going to be ready to protect you, and
they were not.
So. No, they were definitely not ready.
Yeah, very strange too, because Toby, the Sound Barrier available to him.
Yeah.
And they also, I think, had the self-destruct up as well, so they could have chucked that in, which meant that they would have had to, hold the shield there at least for Fate potentially.
Right.
Cut some of that incoming damage onto Marve1.
Well, sticking with the same comp are the LA Valiant, Seoul Dynasty. Of course, they have the same thing. Now they do have some good ultimates to try to get an early stall here, maybe.
Yeah, Seoul's going to want to poke until Jaehong gets tranced because they're concerned about KSF's grabs.
It should be just a second here. There's the grab right now. Transcendence, they're going to have to use the Sound Barrier. Jaehong can't get it up in time. Marve1, meanwhile, backing off. Fate in a little bit of trouble here. They have to use the Transcendence on the Valiant side of things now to keep their tank alive. Another great shatter comes in from Marve1 here. Fate trying to protect his team. Toby looking to displace more of the tanks here. Ooh, gets stunned though. Agility's nearly opening up a pick though, but Valiant were already on the way out. Gonna give Seoul a little bit of time before charging back in now.
Well, they wanted to wait for the rally to sort of fade away there, and now they're gonna punch back in.
Yeah, on the other
their
side of the
own
payload.
rally.
All right, Seoul Dynasty can just wait that one out. The armor does go away fairly quickly now.
So Fitz looking for that opportunity. This is the big chance here. This Graviton from Fitz can be absolutely huge.
He's got a lot of charge too. That's a good amount of damage on that Zarya right now.
And they use it before KSF gets his. He's at 98%, so it's going to be mirror grabs. We've seen a lot of mirrored ultimates in these fights.
Can they avoid space eating it too? That's the question. KSF uses that grab first. Oh, Marve1 drops immediately. You got to save the grab now if you're Seoul, I think. You're fighting that 5v6. Just try to hold them off as long as you possibly can here.
This is excellent for the Valiant, though.
Yeah.
Because by getting that initial pick, even though they have the later grab, Jaehong wants to go in on this.
Michelle D-Mech, though, they're going to use the grab anyway. They thought maybe with that pick on the creep they'd have a chance, but Space responds, kill onto Munchkin there. Seoul Dynasty thinking they had an opportunity, but Valiant not allowing it to go through.
No, 4 versus 5 around the payload at the moment. Fitz doesn't look like he's going to be able to get out of here thanks to KSF.
I don't think so.
Melting him with the laser.
Oh, that's rough, man. I mean, Seoul Dynasty, they committed pretty much everything they had to that last fight.
Yeah, you really do wonder as well because they had a window of time to use that Graviton before support ults were up for the Valiant. And now everything gone. For Seoul.
We're just seeing a lot of respect from both of these teams towards each other right now. I mean, we've seen some hesitancy coming out of both Dynasty and Valiant. And I think when the match is this tight, you do start to second-guess yourself a little bit. Second-guess those ultimates. Speaking of which, KSF throwing in that grab. Sound Barrier for Seoul, though, to try to keep it up. KSF gets stunned a little bit. Oh, but they get Fitz early. And Valiant with another great chance to push forward.
Focus fire has been good from the Valiant, isolating Fitz.
Yeah.
And Jaehong too late there to get his Transcendence up at the end of the fight for it to be effective. Instead, he will wipe. But now, 2.5 minutes left. Valiant rounding this U-bend about halfway through point C.
This has been a great push from the LA Valiant. Still 2 minutes in the time bank. Seoul Dynasty, they've got that respawn advantage in a big way right now, but they need a big stop to go along with it. See if Jaehong can pop a good Transcendence here, because they're going to need to deal with some stuff soon. Self-destruct comes in. That's engaged from Seoul Dynasty. Marve1 got stunned when he tried to attack. That's going to force out the Transcendence from Jaehong to keep his tank alive. Valiant pushing back in again. They got that rally, and they're going to use it to chain into a kill onto Marve1. Extra armor making him durable enough to go forward. Fitz, he's not going to make it out of that one alive. No, he makes it back into spawn.
He got into the spawn room, and now they're going to have a chance to move forward onto the point again. Marve1 switching over to the Wrecking Ball.
Oh, they're so lucky, man, because Fitz is really close to that grab here. Marve1 trapped. Ooh, barely gets out. Still low health on that Wrecking Ball. Can't stay alive. Now the grab comes in from Fitz, but Space there with the self-destruct to get the payload across the finish line. Pretty decent push from the Valiant.
Good self-destruct at the end. The bubble wasn't there for the Lucio in time to get in position to challenge on the payload, so great push from the Valiant.
That's what we want to see from this LA team. The Valiant certainly looking a lot tighter here in the end of that push. And I think, you know, like you mentioned earlier in that round, I think Seoul is a little bit psyched out. Oh, there he is! What do you know?
He wasn't missing at all.
It's our favorite, tallest semi-pro analyst. There he is, we found him.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Whenever he stands up, he's got the greatest view of the house. We're glad you're with us, Johnny. Working behind the scenes a little bit more this year. Help and keep the ship afloat. The ship that is Overwatch League. Justice has been done.
Justice has been won.
That's right. Well, Seoul Dynasty can have some work to do to try to tie things up here on Junkertown. Minute 25 in the time bank for the Valiant.
Michelle might be on the Sombra here, at least at the start of this attack. Seoul Dynasty maybe returning to some other strategies that we've seen from them in the past. Jaehong, perhaps on that Roadhog, a more traditional Junkertown attack, as opposed to the Reinhardt 3-3 we saw throughout that first point here on the Valiant attack. And nope, they're just going to go back and switch it over once again. Seoul, Ryan 3-3, every map, every point.
Oh, yes. Welcome to the meta. Karib, though, on that Ana this time around. Not going with the Zen here. Seoul Dynasty, I don't know if they want to switch things up. Yeah, just waiting back to get a little bit more help before pushing forward again. Fate trying to peel him off for the rest of the team. Got to go through that Zarya shield. Karib throws in, gets an anti-heal onto Marve1 now. Fate in a lot of trouble, though. Can't be kept alive. Munchkin coming in for the final blow, but Jaehong falling as well. Space hunting down the flex support, but it's going to be Valiant on the run. Oh, wow, that was a sick transition by observers. Well done. You knew exactly who that sleep dart was going to hit.
Very nice indeed.
Psychic observers here.
Zenyatta back, so it is a 5 versus 6 right now for Seoul.
Yeah.
Ana actually has made it back now. We do see Karib there in the rear, trying to get the heals back online. Traditional point of defense here for the Valiant.
Rally for Munchkin right about now. That's right, pushing in. Can they use the extra armor to win the fight? KSF has a grab. Oh, Marve1 in a lot of trouble. Not even going to need the grab for this one, probably. Yeah, you save it if you're Valiant. Self-destruct comes in. Custa sending Jaehong down below. And that's going to be Valiant with a nice little hold here. 2:30 on the clock for Seoul.
Yeah, Space got the nano boost in that fight as well and used his self-destruct when he was debacked.
Okay.
Because if he hadn't, he knows that the next fight was going to be Fitz with the Graviton Surge, so he unfortunately had to use the self-destruct just to get a chance to deny it and just stay alive in this defense. They're trying to take this all the way to map 5.
Speaking of Fitz, Space nearly burned right out of his mech by Fitz. A lot of damage. Going to be the grab, though, coming in for KSF instead. Jaehong responding with the Zen ultimate. And now Seoul can push forward onto Valiant. Transcendence for grab. A trade you see quite a bit. No Transcendence on the Valiant side, though. So if Fitz gets a good grab, they're going to have to rely on that sound barrier from Custa.
Nice anti-heal onto Marve1, but Agilities walks up on that one.
Yeah, Toby deadly on that Lucio. Sometimes get the final blow. Shatter comes in, but Marve1 not laid out for too long here. Actually, no, Fate died before he could shatter. That was just a regular stun, and that's just going to be a regular old team fight win, too.
And for the Seoul Dynasty, this is amazing, right? You didn't have to use any ultimates in order to win that engagement because of how fast they switched targets to Agilities, who is walking up onto the payload.
Feels pretty nice for Seoul Dynasty right now. Good amount of time on the time bank for B, and they're going to roll into that second point with nearly 6 ultimates.
It's still pretty decent defense for the Valiant, though, and now the payload really has to keep moving, especially as the Valiant are almost at 6 ults themselves. KSF lagging a little bit behind.
Might be a pretty titanic battle coming in here between these two teams as these ults come online. Gonna be the nano boost out of Karib. Gonna throw it onto the Reinhardt. A couple members of Seoul getting stunned, and the anti-heal on top of that too. Sound barrier, though, keeping people alive for the moment, but not Fate as Seoul corner him and take him down. Now back onto the payload again, and it's going to be Agilities the next to fall. So Seoul Dynasty really kind of doing a good job of peeling apart that attack from the Valiant.
Yeah, absolutely. They're coming back in right now. Space has been debagged.
Yeah.
It was the disengage and especially Toby's sound barrier that saved them. They knew if they got hit by the biotic grenade, that is the tool that had to be used as Fate charged in.
Yeah, well, he had a pretty decent shatter, actually, to start that fight. So that sound barrier came up clutch for Seoul. Nearly at the end of point B now.
But here's the thing. Valiant, because the sound barrier is gone, now has a better opportunity to use self-destruct in combination with the Graviton.
Yeah, that's right. Transcendence does not save you from getting hit by that Diva Bomb, that's for sure.
It's still holding on to Grace. He's been holding Grav so long in this matchup.
He's doing a lot in the series, yeah, completely. Gonna use it now. He heard us, man. All right, self-destruct's coming in. Oh,
Big
the show! 4K with that Diva Bomb. That's what we call the bigger bang, and that is what we call a fast point B.
And you had to play aggressively because you knew you didn't have sound barrier if you're the Seoul Dynasty, and they have the combo. So what do? They initiate the combo. Marve1 gets behind them and shatters them to set up the bomb.
Perfect. Somebody set up Valiant the bomb.
They did.
That's right.
They launched everything.
Seoul knew what they doing. It's for great justice. Nobody understands that anymore.
We're bringing back the most ancient of memes.
I know, that's right. So those were memes that were popular when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Seoul Dynasty, now just a rally right now, but a lot of time here on C. They're going to have the sound barrier pretty soon too, I suppose.
A rally going to be key for Seoul Dynasty.
Yeah.
They will always have that threat. Valiant's going to know that they have it too, so they're probably just going to hang back here and play the poke game as much as they can.
Marve1 getting aggressive with that Zarya shield on him, trying to take out KSF. Maybe they'll settle for Fate instead, I think. Oh! Transcendence from Kareem.
Nick of time.
I cannot believe they kept Fate alive. He had like 1 health left. No joke, no exaggeration.
But it's still a win for the Dynasty because the payload keeps moving.
Yep, it is. Especially getting that Transcendence out when Fitz is going to have his grab fairly soon. They are not even going to wait, though. They're going to push in with that sound barrier. Try to get the job done right now. But Munchkin falls. So Valiant able to turn this fight around. Seoul Dynasty with some time remaining, but it's tough to get that payload across the line when it gets stopped at the very end like that.
It absolutely is, and especially when you commit the sound barrier to the attack. Valiant backs away and isolates one of the members of Seoul. So now they're walking into this next fight yet again. KSF.
I mean, it's going to be grab versus grab again, you know?
It's another going to be grab versus grab fight. Big difference, obviously, the lack of transcendence on the side of the Valiant.
Yeah, so with a little edge, maybe you could say there. KSF lurking above like Batman.
Yeah, he needs to build that energy, but all the time he spends building energy is less time that he's going to have before Kareev gets his Transcendence online.
That's right. Waiting for it. The hesitancy from Valiant. Oh, Transcendence from Kareev. Had to pop that one early. Oh, but they get Fitz. They get Fitz. That is huge. Seoul Dynasty, they need to get out of here in a hurry. Agilities goes down. Jaehoong with a little bit of revenge, but if you're Seoul, you wipe as fast as possible.
That's what they're going to do, though, and I think that actually ends up being okay for the Seoul Dynasty because they know they're going to be coming in and no more Transcendence available to the Valiant.
Yeah, they still have Jaehoong.
Like, they can force out the sound barrier and then throw in a later self-destruct potentially to still get bigger bang kills.
Either way, Seoul has less time in the time bank than Valiant, even if they do finish here. So it's a defensive win for Valiant regardless at this point. Fate jumping down. Oh, Jaehoong! Kareev with the pick!
That's enormous.
It is. 40 seconds remaining for Seoul, and now they have to wait and regroup again. We are heading for another crazy ultimate build finale here.
This is going to be a tense one. Valiant's ult economy doing very well in the last few maps.
It's probably going to be 6 ults to 6 ults here.
Oh, it will be.
I think so.
Rally going to be used first.
They got to
get around to the payload.
That's right. Kareev just a little bit longer to get that Transcendence. Oh, damn, again! Kareev with 2 picks in a row. That's why you put this guy in.
That is so huge.
Clutch and a half. KSF with the grab now as there's only 5 seconds left. This is a fight. Seoul needs to win it no matter what. But there goes Marve1. I don't think they're going to win it. That's not going to be a fight Seoul Dynasty can win at this point, and the Valiant will tie things up. We are going to map 5.
Great job by Kareev. They swap him in for this map. He gets 2 picks. He knows it. You see a little bit overwhelmed there on the screen. But those 2 eliminations onto Jaehong stuffed Seoul's chances on Junkertown.
You look up clutch in the dictionary, man. There's going to be a picture of Kareev now. I think we got to edit that Wikipedia thing. I don't ever use that, so you know. There he goes. He just swag walking off there. All right, bye, Kareev. See you in map 5 when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
The series that we were hoping to have, Monty, 2-2, all tied up. We're going that 5th and final tiebreaker round. But Monty, when we think about the first control map in this series, that was basically just Seoul stomping all over the Valiant. Something's got to change here.
Yeah, it absolutely does. But I think a lot of that was the Valiant warming up here, trying to figure out how Seoul Dynasty were playing. And, you know, they switched it up. They didn't have as many positional errors with Fate being too far in front of the team, separating. And also, it's not just Fate's fault, right? It's a team game. And a lot of the peel that you need on the tank, whether it's committing Zarya bubbles over to him, making sure that he has the necessary healing, trying to get Brigitte stuns if they walk too far forward to punish Fate. These are all things that come into effect.
Yeah.
And Valiant has now made those adjustments. Fate is not dying first every fight like he was on Busan. So now I think we're going to see that revitalized Valiant. And they've been going toe-to-toe very close now with the Seoul Dynasty for the rest of this series.
And guess what? Another substitution for LA Valiant. They are subbing back in Izayaki over Kareev. Kareev just basically their pinch hitter on Junkertown, I guess. And man, he did so great. Like the picks were choice.
Yeah, they were choice. And those two picks were really what allowed them to easily win the last two team fights on Junkertown.
Oh, yeah.
Shut down Jaehong twice when the Transcendence was available. So crucial.
Absolutely. So, Oasis will be our final map. The name suggests a place of peace, a place of serenity, a refuge from the ravages of the desert, the danger out there in the world. But That's not exactly how it's going to be this time. This Oasis is filled with carnage and combat. That's right, we're getting started on Gardens as well, which doesn't sound like a very threatening name, but, you know, going back to the carnage and stuff thing. It's going to be a lot of fighting going on.
Everywhere in Overwatch is carnage. No, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
How serene it sounds.
Except for the middle of assault maps where nobody ever goes.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right. Well, here we go. LA Valiant versus Seoul Dynasty. One map to decide the match between these two teams.
And Winston 3-3, the choice for both the Dynasty and the Valiant here, necessary to control this high ground.
Yeah, you need that verticality on Gardens for sure. Seoul Dynasty trying to push in. They have to try to take the high ground away from Valiant early on. Valiant got there a little bit faster. See if they can do it.
And nobody really committing to this fight yet.
Ooh, that was a close call there for Marve1. Barely got out just in time. Now the Zarya Shields trying to keep Munchkin alive, but they can't quite do it. Marve1 in a lot of trouble too. Great start for the Valiant as they've got that 6v5. I don't know if Seoul can turn this fight around. Yeah, you got to back away. Just give up a bit of percentage and come back.
Yeah, but are they going to isolate Jaehyung here? Jaehyung trying to get back in. Yes, and he will. Just barely escape. But, you know, this is huge for both of these teams. If Seoul Dynasty want to return to the stage playoffs, if they lose this match, they will most likely have to beat the Titans in order to do so, which is obviously very difficult. And Valiant, they can keep themselves in playoff contention by winning.
Oh, yeah. This is a huge map for both of these teams right now. And Jaehyung down again. Seoul Dynasty loses someone before the fight really even gets going again.
And they have to jump out immediately with this Winston. Marve1, Primal Rage is online. Same with Fate, though, but Valiant pretty convincingly taking it here on Gardens. That's a beautiful look at our crowd.
Absolutely. And a beautiful crowd to look at it as well, if I may
That's
say
why we
so.
switched to it right there.
That's right. Seoul Dynasty come back in with the ultimates they have available. Gonna start things out with that rally. Trying to keep Marve1 alive. They've not able to do that terribly well just yet. Primal Rage ending now. There's a grab from KSF, trying to finish off the Dynasty. They've got Jaehyung's Transcendence, and they don't get killed by the self-destruct from space just yet. Now Agilities uses a rally on the Valiant side. It's going to be the sound barrier from Custa as well. Oh, and man, I thought Marve1 maybe knocked space off there, but now the grab onto the pillar. Michelle can't get them with the self-destruct. Munchkin down, though. It's going to be a 5v6, but they send in the sound barrier anyway, and they use it to kill Fate. So things turning around here for Seoul, but as I say that, they lose Marve1. Maybe, though, with the kills they got, it's enough.
It's
they
a 4
still
versus
haven't
4.
flipped it, though. I don't think Seoul's going to get this one, man. No way. Fit's gone. There goes Michelle as well. And now Seoul Dynasty, no ults, and just one more fight to go. KSF using that grab.
I mean, this is horrible for Seoul because they're just staggering them right now because they know they're never going to get that 6 versus 6 on the point again.
Seoul Dynasty looking like my ranked team right now, man. Everybody just going in by themselves, but maybe they've got enough people with the Doomfist. But no, he's down already. Seoul Dynasty, I don't think they're going to get any percentage here on point A.
I don't think so either. Just getting picked off time and time again. KSF
they're
gets
making
the elimination on Michelle. Jaehyung battered into the corner.
I mean, they're drawing things out. They're just trying to fatigue the Valiant. That's the strategy. But Valiant, take the first point anyway.
Top to bottom, domination from the Valiant on Gardens. Puts them 1 point away from our second major upset today.
It would be a crazy result. Smiles on the face of the Valiant, though. You know they're 1 round away from doing it. This is where you got to dig deep. This is where you got to stay calm if you're LA right now.
I mean, this is so important to the Valiant.
Yeah.
I think a lot of what the Valiant have suffered has really just been mental. They were obviously a great team last season. They've been suffering, and those losses, I think, can really get to you over time. But picked up a couple of wins now, and this is a match where you can really regain your confidence.
Quite the awakening for the Valiant, too, if you can defeat Seoul Dynasty when they're looking their strongest in 2019. That's a statement win right there. We're not done yet, though. On to University for the second round here on Oasis. Seoul Dynasty can tie up the map with a win here. Valiant can win it all. Trying to keep Fate alive here. Gets stunned for a moment. Get some heals on him, but that Zarya Shield's down, and Marve1 finishes him off. Oh, but he goes down as well. It's a Rhineless fight, but KSF crucially for Seoul taken down. They got the big edge in this fight now.
Yeah, they do. Lots of charge left over. Fitz will just be dealing that damage. First capture goes over. Valiant just trying to escape with their lives and regroup.
And now that's exactly what Soul's been trying to do for a while. And what Valiant's been really good at avoiding, too, is losing Fate early.
Well, he got carved off right there. Marve1 basically started
Textbook.
swinging and zoned out everybody. Munchkin.
Oh, Costa getting the whip shot to the head. Munchkin with the pick there, and there goes Fate as well. Just push over before it began.
Still not anything used from the Valiant, but Fitz still with a big edge on that Graviton Surge because of how early KSF went down and the fact that he hasn't been able to do a lot of damage with less energy.
Now you got to play the efficiency game if you're Seoul Dynasty, right? You got that ult advantage. Now can they get back into the groove where they were just using one ult to kind of hold the point each time?
That's how they looked yesterday, but they need to regain that poise.
Yep. Fitz really low. They got to keep that Zarya alive. Fitz goes down. That's the end of it. 100 charge for KSF. All the damage in the world, but that's a big shatter. Oh, luckily, Izayaki diving in with the Transcendence to keep his team up. And now Agility's, though, taken down. It looked like maybe the Valiant could turn it around. That charge, though, coming in. Fate does get Munchkin, opposing Brigitte out of the way. They're still not on the point, though.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough to flip the point. They have to wait until Agility's returns. And that Graviton Surge, they may not have that opportunity.
Grab used, that's right. Fate gets the shield up in time as they disengage. And Soul still with the 2 support ultimates available.
Yeah, that's huge when we're taking a look at the D.Va self-destruct Graviton combo that is still in the possession of the Los Angeles Valiant. Izayaki nearly there at another Transcendence.
Yeah.
This is the opportunity for LA Valiant to flip it. This is the last fight they're going to get. They must win.
Izayaki with the pick on the Munchkin, and now the grab comes in. They're going to flip it. Easy fight win for Valiant, but they have got a lot of defending ahead of them.
That they do, but the fact that they can get it so easily, only using that Graviton Surge, those picks from the Valiant flex supports on Zenyatta's have been so important these last 2 maps.
Yeah. Zenyatta's a Valiant. Definitely coming up clutch for this team in the last 2 maps. Seoul Dynasty in that nice position you like to be in, though, where you can take your time. You can build up those ultimates, try to draw a couple out of your opponents when you push, then come in hard at the end. Fate. Oh no, he knocked down. You might as well have killed him because there comes the shatter. The rest of the team's going to be dead. And Seoul Dynasty with the flip again. It's going to be Space trying to keep the point alive for now. Self-destruct doesn't get... Oh, gets Jaehong. How did he get Jaehong with that?
How did he get Jaehong? I mean, Fate back right now.
I mean, Fate's dead already, though. Yeah, so Seoul Dynasty with a chance here. Fire Strike, they're going to throw the grab. Everything is getting insane here right now, but KSF down in the chaos. Seoul Dynasty still looking okay for the moment. There goes Agility's in that Wrecking Ball, and that should be the end of the round as soon as they can deal with Space here. Fate walking back in again. Toby down, but that's it. Seoul ties it up. Crazy ending to that one, but we are going to the 3rd round on the final map.
And that was instant reaction from Marve1. Great boop into the center pit. When you don't have that barrier anymore, opened up the shatter opportunity, and Marve1 just takes advantage of it.
Indeed. So we are going to go to City Center for our final round here on Oasis, and our final round in this pretty epic match between Seoul Dynasty and the LA Valiant. And I think we might actually see some DPS now, finally.
First time.
At the end of all things, the DPS might come up. We shouldn't get people that excited, though, actually. I'm sorry about that.
You're just going to switch it.
I'm sorry about that. This might be false hype here. We'll see if...
It's not.
It's not. Okay. DPS, the pharmacy for Valiant, the Far Mercy, KSF on the Soldiers. Well, can Dynasty win it with their Reinhardt 3-3?
No. They're going to go back, and they're going to switch off right now.
All right.
So when the Valiant come out, KSF on that Soldier 76 Space.
Ooh, Fitz on the Sombra. Okay, interesting.
And they're going to take the Moira as well. So they know they need this Sombra to deal with the aerial firepower of the Valiant. If they can hack that Mercy or the Pharah, they drop out of the sky like stones.
Yeah, Jaehong on the Moira as well to get that great AoE healing in there. And the escapability, too, that you need sometimes. Oh, stun on Agility! What a shield bash from Munchkin!
Also,
Agility's
why was
getting a
he
little bit too
there?
close. I don't know. I don't know why Agility's decided to be point blank Farah for some reason. KSF still on the high ground now, but Seoul Dynasty do claim the point first.
Now they're going to have to run. They need to get out of this situation. Still a Sombra on the point right now. Will they be able to get out? No. Space.
Nice stagger.
Taken down.
Yeah.
And Valiant, they've decided, I'm sorry, it's Ryan 3-3.
That's okay.
They're going to make the transition, though. And this makes sense because if you see that Moira, it's so hard to get enough damage to counteract the healing.
Fits it with the sleep dart, actually.
That's pretty important. That'll give them an easier approach where they're not going to be harassed by the Sombra. Still, EMP is available right now.
Solid dart from Izayaki to pave the way for Valiant to walk a little bit more comfortably towards the point, but Fitz there with the EMP. He's going to throw the translocator in. Getting aggressive here. Big EMP. Izayaki down immediately. And Seoul Dynasty walking all over the Valiant.
And they get the value. Now the question is, are they going to change compositions? Is Jaehong going to move off of this onto a different hero? They're going to go back and swap over Fitz now.
Okay.
And taxi back.
I think that's really wise.
Lucio.
I think it's really smart to do right now.
I mean, they got the EMP value, right? So maybe they'll switch Jaehong off after he uses the Coalescence.
Fate swaps to the Reinhardt as well, so an adaptation from the Valiant too.
I mean, but the Coalescence will cut right through that Rhine barrier.
Sure will, yeah. Marve1 with the Primal Rage, trying to knock people off. Ooh,
he got
did he do it? He got Fate! He knocked Fate off again! That's going to give Seoul so much time.
That is such a great value for the Primal Rage. Huge value.
Man, that's huge. We've said huge a lot, but it's true.
Just enormous, because if you can just use that Primal Rage, get that first pick, you've already won. There's not going to be charge there for Fate.
Yeah.
How are they going to win this? Like, do you nano boost Fate coming in? But the mobility of Soul's composition, they can just get out of there. They're just going to engage with the self-destruct.
Self-destruct, getting aggressive. No kills out of that one, but they boot Fate again. He's down, and Seoul Dynasty, 98% here. Can they get to the point? Overtime as Space tries to keep this one going. Custa there as well, but there he goes, and Seoul Dynasty managed to come up clutch in the end. Can they displace Space? They're just finishing off the vulnerable members of the Valiant before they deal with the Diva. That's a wise move from Seoul Dynasty, and this was a titanic series, but in the end, the Seoul Dynasty will take it. Wow, what a match!
What a match indeed. Seoul, in the final moments of control, pull it out. You can see relief on the faces of the players, but credit to the Valiant. That was a very good performance against a strong opponent as they continue to show that they are ready to rally back here in Stage 2.
Yeah, win or lose, I mean, that was the best LA Valiant we have seen yet in 2019, I think.
Yeah, they really came back and made Seoul sweat there.
Yeah. Wow. So, Seoul getting the win they need to stay in the playoff hunt. Remember, they have that very difficult match coming up against the Vancouver Titans. Spark after that to finish off Stage 2. Titans, it's going to be a tough one. So they might be looking for that final win against the Spark.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives them the breathing room, though. They were in a precarious situation where if they didn't win today, it all but guaranteed that they must win against the Titans to make the stage playoffs. Now, they can breathe just a little bit easier.
That's right. But we're not going to give one of them time to catch his breath. That's right. Danny is standing by with Jaehong to see what he's got to say about that epic match.
Montizo, thank you very much. What is up, everybody? I am here joined by Mr. Ryu Jaehong from Seoul Dynasty. Everybody make some noise! What an amazing series. Congratulations on the win. Now, everyone knows that you've had a lot of experience playing in front of a big crowd like this one, but for your teammates that haven't had the experience, how did you sort of help them to get in the right mindset? 자, 분명 재홍 선수는 이런 큰 무대의 경험이 많은 걸로 잘 알려져 있고 확실히 경험이 많아 보이시는데 또 요즘 또 새로 들어온 팀원들 중에 좀 그런 경험이 없는 팀원들에게 좀 어떻게 도움을 주셨나요? 오늘 경기에 들어오기 전에.
이게 오늘은 말을 안 했고요. 어제 이제 얘기를 했었는데 어제 저랑 진모랑 이런 무대 경험이 있었어서 애들한테 이제 뭐 무대가 방방 울릴 거다. 근데 그런 거에 긴장하지 말고 뭐 즐기자라고 말을 했었고요. 또 저는 이게 어떻게 보면 저희가 어웨이잖아요. 저희는 제가 말했던 게 야유가 들려도 야유를 환성으로 바꿔보자, 잘해보자 이런 식으로 말을 했었어요.
All right, so actually for today, I haven't really had that talk, but yesterday when we were coming up on stage, because Toby and I, we had the experience, we told them that, there might be a lot of crowd sounds and just don't get too nervous, have fun, and also there might be some booing as well, but let's try our best to make that booing into cheering. Good job. And also, my next question actually, I asked this specific question to a certain player named Jonak from NYXL not too long ago, but I think it's time for you to answer this as well. It's really serious. Ana or Zenyatta, which one do you like better and why? 굉장히 심오한 질문이다. 젠 아니면 아나, 둘 중에 한 명을 고르자면 누구 그리고 왜?
그러니까 제가
좋아하는 거예요. 좋아하는 영웅.
좋아하는 거는 아나입니다.
I really like Ana better than Zenyatta. And why? 이유는요?
이유는 저를 빛나게 해줬기 때문에.
Because Ana really made me who I am right now and on this stage. I have one thing to say. I guess great minds think alike, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Monty and Dua, back to you.
True that, Danny. Wow. What an interview, and let's get right into our player of the match by Omen by HP. It is Marve1, and you gotta go back, Monty, and think about when this series turned around. In my mind, it turned around because of great shatters like that, but because of the big shatters on King's Row.
I mean, that first shatter that we saw kept people in spawn, which gave them time bank on Hanamura, so that was important even in a map that they lost.
True.
But he was out of his mind shattering through most of this series. Talked a lot about his Winston in yesterday, but now showing us the Reinhardt play as well.
Yeah, and that really, really good first kind of safe, careful, measured map as well. Great stats coming out of that Reinhardt as well.
I mean,
48 Earth Shatter
50
stuns.
Earth Shatter stuns is a lot for Reinhardt. Did go to those 5 maps, but also he was on the Winston a lot of the time when we went to Oasis. So
that's right. And guys, guess what time it is? After the break, we're coming back with the match you've all been waiting for. The Texas Showdown. Dallas Fuel versus the Houston Outlaws. I cannot wait for this one. I'm sure you can't either. Don't go anywhere. Overwatch League coming back right after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. to the Overwatch League. In honor of the Dallas homestand, let's take a look back at some of the best moments in Dallas Fuel history. Number 5. Dallas crushes Toronto on Rialto in record time.
But now Bomb in from Note looking for a pick. Yakpung has to keep the shield up, which means he gets beaten and battered by the rest of the Dallas Fuel as they continue to glide in. 3:50 remaining on the clock. Going to be stopped 1.7 meters away, and that will just be it.
That's no Vancouver Titans record time, but it is a great one. Nearly 4 minutes on the clock.
Number 4. Mickey takes home the first ever Dennis Havelko Award.
If I'm not happy, if I'm sad, like the people who watch me, they're gonna be sad. And I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to be emotional in front of the camera, of course. So yeah, basically like I'm very happy like to get this award, and this is remind me a lot of memories.
Number 3. The Dallas Fuel make their first ever stage playoffs.
All the tanks are dead for New York. Save Yobi as well. Showing everybody falling on New York side. It's a wipeout. Clean as you like, clean as could be. Dallas Fuel picking up all 3 points on Kings.
Number 2. The Dallas Fuel spoil Valiant's perfect stage.
Barry up, gotta gun him down. Mickey with the stun on space as well. 3 guys waiting in the corner here for Valiant, trying to hang in there, trying to put up the fight, trying to stagger for as long as possible. Fate goes primal, but he's getting focused down so ruthlessly here with the Discord Orb. He just soaks damage, the stun, and that's it. They will succeed. Dallas Fuel with the win, 3-1 over Los Angeles Valiant.
They get to play spoiler to the Valiant's perfect stage.
Number 1. Dallas picks up its first win of the 2019 season.
This one's about to get spicy. Zachary sitting in the back of the payload. OG's there. J-Hom's the first. Cancel.